is doable with the right management of force. So, to wrap things up, Manchester High is a microcosm of the best of Jamaica. It's a microcosm that could be replicated at other places in Jamaica. If I was standing in front of an audience, a teaching, where my dad went to school, where my older brothers went to school, and it's a very funny thing. When I was teaching summer school at Manchester High, I used to sit in the classroom, the staff room at a particular desk. In this desk, I found a copy of a book, Speak Memory by Vladimir Nabokov. It was Nabokov's biography. And I was a great fan of his writing, and he's widely regarded as one of the best writers of the 20th century. This was 1979, summer. And the man who owned the book, Duncan Jeffrey, a Scotsman who taught English at Manchester back in the 70s. I used to hear about him. He came one day and he said, I said, nice to meet you, I've always heard about it. He said, would you like the book? I said, sure. 40 years later, this is 1979, fast forward to 2019, I'm up at Cornell University, upstate New York. I'm sitting in the office of Vladimir Nabokov. Now Nabokov is long dead. For many years, he was head of the English department at Cornell University. But the reason I was sitting in his office is because a friend of mine had recently been appointed head of the English department at Cornell University. And at Cornell, you have dozens and dozens of English professors. But it is considered the highest honor when you are given Vladimir Nabokov's office. And here I am talking to a young Jamaican, I say young, 40 years old, who is now the first black head of an English department at Ivy League school, talking about Nabokov. And I say this to say, he was a Manchester boy, he was a history boy, but that's another long story. The fact is that Jamaican excellence is all over, but it's diffused. It's how we channel that excellence to the benefit of schools at Manchester High, which has over the years managed to remain in the top 20%. Mr. Gabriel, we're going to say we have to move it up a little higher. But once you get into the top 20, it's where the shadings, and the ratings don't tell the whole story. It doesn't tell the story of the kids who travel all the way from Pipe to Mandeville every day to go to school. It's a different setting in Europe and setting where you jump on the bus and you're school in half hour. There are kids who spend more than an hour in the morning, more than an hour in the afternoon to get one from school. So the challenge is, how do we collectively, alumni, build our schools? Build the schools that we still have that emotional, psychic tie to. And a debt of gratitude too, because they made us who we are. The second challenge we have, and we're talking to Crystal, the minister, the policy maker, who sits in our cabinet and makes some of these big decisions. How do we make sure that the Manchester High becomes the role model and the template for the other high schools? The fact is that it was not until the 80s when I sat on the board of Christiana Comprehensive that I realized there was another school in Manchester as big as Manchester. Manchester is maybe almost 1,900 students. Christiana High, it was at the time, it was the same number of students. I was surprised because you'll hear about Manchester High, you'll hear about the culture, but you said, these days you'll hear a little bit more about Christiana, but you don't hear about Magnolia. You don't hear about Porus. You don't hear about many of the other high schools in this very parish that don't have the history and pedigree of a Manchester. But they are our kids too. So we have two missions. The mission is to continue to strengthen our school. And the second mission is to continue to bring up the others to where we are and beyond. So we have some hard work to do. Reform is hard, change is hard. Building up and change is the hardest mission of all. But it's something that we can't avoid doing. Because at the heart, an educated Jamaica will not save a poor Jamaica. It will not save a hopeless Jamaica. It will not save an unresolved Jamaica. So we have things to report to. In the choral school, do some more dancing tonight. In the others. It has been my pleasure to talk to you this evening.